Okay, good afternoon, everyone. As Megan said, my name is Akira Togawa, and I will be conducting today's webinar on Autodesk 360. Here's the agenda for today. First, we'll start with a basic overview of what Autodesk 360 is and how it fits into your workflow, and then we'll dive in and look at some of the main capabilities and features available to all customers. Next, we'll look at subscription benefits. So if you're a subscription customer, additional benefits and applications that are available to you. And then cloud credits and what those are. So as an overview, let's look at what Autodesk 360 is. As a cloud service, your options are to either collaborate with multiple people and to share files with them, mark them up, edit them, review, and keep all of that documentation and traceability. You can also work online, and this is one of the more powerful features of Autodesk 360 is that some of the computing process and capabilities are available through the web using cloud processing power. Just like another FTP site, you do have storage. And this is great when you need to take your files on the go and don't necessarily have a flash drive or a portable hard drive with you. Mobile is another emerging technology that Autodesk 360 is breaking through. The capability to do much of the same functionality of Autodesk 360 through your desktop or laptop you can now start doing on your devices, such as your tablet or your phone. And lastly is looking at analysis, and this is similar to doing work in the sense that you can offload some of the computing power required to perform an analysis and have that done in the cloud, and that includes rendering and recap. So first of all, Autodesk 360 is free, and this is available to anyone, and what we'll do in a moment is look at what features are available under the free Autodesk 360 package. Then you also have Autodesk 360 for existing customers, and that gets into a little more advanced and refined skill set that's available to you in addition to all the free products. And then lastly is BIM 360, which is a derivative of Autodesk 360, which is known as Glue or Field or those types of products. And those are a completely separate subscription plan for their own services. So, Autodesk 360. If we look at cloud computing, you'll notice that the image shown on the right says that if we were to use a 64-core rendering service on a local computer, it would take 10 seconds to perform this analysis. But using the cloud, we can do that in 160 times faster. And not only is it the speed that is one of the pluses of this, but also the fact that your computer won't be tied down performing that service. So if you have to do a rendering or an analysis, and you also have to continue to do modeling efforts and check emails and look for things online, that could really slow down the computer. So being able to offload some of the analysis that are available to you onto a cloud-rendered farm allows you to continue to do your work in parallel. Viewing and collaborating, this is a big one. So what we'll see in the demonstration is the workflow of how you can create drawings, create analysis, models on your side, share them online, have other people, other teammates view them, make comments, even edit them, and then this all is maintained through the cloud so that those changes stick with those drawings, with those models throughout the lifespan of the project. And being able to view these on your phone while you're on the go is great too. Maybe you won't be making very detailed comments, but it's nice to be able to be between offices or on the go and to check out images or files or things like that as they come through. Core capabilities, as we mentioned before, these are the core capabilities that are available to 360 through Autodesk 360 to anyone. So first of all, having the ability to view, edit, share all of your files with people, store them online. Using Autodesk 360 Mobile, you can seamlessly have files that you're working on uploaded to Autodesk 360, and then you can view all of them from your mobile. So it's almost like being able to view a whole Revit or a whole AutoCAD project on your phone or on your tablet, which is something that we couldn't really have dreamed about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. AutoCAD 360, very similar. but it takes it a step further in that you can now augment or modify your drawings from your phone, from the web, using nothing more than a netbook. So maybe you don't have AutoCAD installed on the computer that you're on. That's okay. You can use your mobile phone, you can use any netbook and make those revisions through the web. BIM 360, Field and Glue, those are separate subscriptions available, but you can also use certain services from them, and these are great for collaboration, field coordination. Formit, InfraWorks, Inventor, and Force Effects are another parallels that are available through your core capabilities. So when we get into subscription benefits, these are for customers who have subscription, three-year subscription for renewal on products. When you have a subscription product, you are automatically enrolled or qualified to have the additional Autodesk 360 benefits. So this is something that you might as well utilize. If you're paying for your subscription, maybe you've seen this before and thought it's a fringe benefit, but hopefully this webinar will show you how powerful these subscription benefits can be for you. First and foremost is rendering. A lot of us like to get rendered images, whether they be conceptual or along the design, to be able to render a floor plan or maybe an exterior, what have you. This can take time. Those of you who are watching this who have done these know that they can go overnight sometimes, 8-hour renders, anywhere from 3 to 8-hour renders. And usually you'll do them at the end of the day and come in the morning and say, okay, great, that was nice. But if you can imagine sending these to the cloud during your 9 to 5 and having it done in the same level of quality as a 5 to 8-hour render and have it done before the end of the workday, turning these things around is great, because then that means that you can get the work done today, not tomorrow. Optimization for Autodesk Inventor is a way of looking at all of the components and configuring them and seeing if they're all basically optimized for what your assembly is going to be. The energy and the structural analysis, these are very powerful Revit parallels. So we've seen structural analysis and we've seen energy analysis go natively through Revit, and depending on the size of the and the complexity of the project, this can also take some time, but primarily stops you from performing work in Revit. So if I'm modeling in Revit and then I need to stop to do an energy analysis and wait till that's done, sometimes I want to keep working. So if I send those out to 360, I can keep on working, get my results, and I haven't really lost a step. Infrastructure Modeler is similar to Structural, and Green Building Studio also similar to the energy analysis. And finally, Buzzsaw is a great way of sending files, using it for document control, being able to know when clients reviewed things, what their comments are, knowing when subcontractors have approved or submitted new drawings for you to review. So these are the additional tools available as a subscription customer. When we get into subscription applications and benefits, there's something that you'll see called cloud credits. And a lot of people wonder, well, what exactly are these cloud credits? So today we're hoping to dispel some of that. First and foremost, as I've been mentioning, a common thread is use Autodesk 360 for your high demand tasks. If you have a render farm or a computational farm where you can run your analysis, that's great. But those things can be $25,000 to have one of those on site. And if you have 3 or 4 guys trying to get in and get priority on who gets to render first, it can get a little hairy. Go ahead and use Autodesk 360. What you'll see is on the next slide that it's really about using these cloud credits as the currency. And you'll see that you have a lot of them available to you. So as a subscription customer, you get 100 cloud credits per seat of product that you own already. And if you're not spending them, you're losing them. So you're wasting the additional fringe benefits that you've gained through being a subscription customer. Once you've exhausted your cloud credits, it's as easy as picking up new cloud credits, $1 for credit at $100 bundles. And as you'll see on the next slide, this is how much a cloud credit will get you. So to do a rendering is 1 cloud credit, and this would be, how much is 8 hours worth of your work worth to you? Is it worth $1 to have that done at the same time? Or even doing a simulation, 10 per simulation job, I can tell you personally is a deal. $10 to get that simulation done. I've done CFD analyses that can take 24 hours before. That's a full day of work that I have to wait to see some results. These results, I want to say, are close to instantaneously done for you, within an hour for sure. So these are all of the other credit rates for getting analyses done. And you can see that it's not going to break the bank. A lot of times what customers will do is they will sometimes have a hybrid where they will have some of their renderings done in-site or on the local machine, and then if they see a peak in need for maybe more renderings or more analysis to be done, they keep that bank of cloud credits for those times, for peak times, and they say, okay, well, we're going to use our rendering farm, or we're going to use our dedicated processor for running this analysis, and we're going to use our cloud credits to get a couple extra things done at the same time. So they are very flexible. So what I want to do now is just go through a demonstration of a typical workflow on how we can use full Autodesk 360 to start a design, complete a design, and look at all the analysis and get the information out. This demonstration is going to be an office for an executive or a private office for someone, and they want to know, with the HVAC system designed as such, what is my average human comfort level going to be? So the design starts off with a typical room that was designed in generic AutoCAD, and at the top of the room you can see that there's some supply diffusers and an exhaust, and in the middle is a primitive version of a chair, a person, and a desk. So we take that design and we upload that to Autodesk 360, and we can see that now we're in the cloud. And you can see that AutoCAD 360 is a lightweight but still very functional version of AutoCAD Local. It gives you all of your properties and primitive drawing tools, and this is a way that you can take your design, add some notes. Dimensions look good on this, for example. You can post feeds and make minor comments. Once these comments are made and the design is approved, we go to our Autodesk 360 homepage. And from here we can see the thread on all of the activities that have been going on for these projects. So once that model has been approved, we can go through Autodesk 360 and transfer this file seamlessly to a program called Fusion 360. And this program is also web-based, so this is a little more robust than AutoCAD 360. You have more 3D tools. This is basically a lightweight web-based inventor. And you can go in and you can look at really making sure that all of the 3D geometry is exactly as you want it to be. And once you're done with this, you'll notice that you can save it, and this goes directly back to your Autodesk 360 account. And you can also, from the same program, look at all of your other design tools. Here's some automatic renderings that were done for this product. So now I say, great. 3D geometry looks good, dimensions were checked out, and now for the final piece of the puzzle, let's take a look at what this analysis looks like. So this same file has been thread through AutoCAD 360, Fusion 360, and now we're going to go into Sim 360. And in Sim 360, this analysis, again, was done using cloud credits. I didn't have to use any of my computer's local processing time. We were able to finish this in about 10 minutes, which probably would have taken the equivalent of 2 hours to produce such a compelling and intuitive view with all of these different analyses. So I look at this design and I say, great, I think this looks good, but ultimately it's up to the client to review this. So we can head back over to Autodesk 360 and we can look at that same rendering in the cloud. So I'm going to just click on that file, which is the CEO Room Comfort, and this is natively viewable through any web-based browser. And then it just takes a moment to spin its gears to prepare the rendering. And once that's done, we can go ahead and we can review these results. So you can see here that it's not just a static image. We're looking at a completely dynamic image that I can move around with. I can see all the colors, and I can even zoom in. And you can see that as I zoom in and out, that resolution maintains because it's natively reading this file. It's not re-rendering, it's not processing, it's taking that native VTFX file and producing a web-based, very lightweight version of this. This image is also viewable on your phone. So let's say we finish this design, project manager likes it, forwards this along to the CEO himself. He's away on business, gets the notification on his phone. He might not know what all of these complicated vectors and colors might mean, but he can tell generally, all right, well, this room's going to be about 70, 75 degrees just based on the color and the analysis, and I'm okay with that. So then he can go and he can make a comment and say, looks good. Sends that along, and everybody on the program and on the project will get that, and they can proceed. And no one really needed to have any standalone or local versions of the computer programs in order to make any of this happen. This was all done using web-based 3D derivatives. Another example I wanted to show before we close out is one of the features that we've been really interested in seeing and has been kind of on the emerging technology standpoint is looking at renderings that are available to you. So this rendering right here is something that I did, and this took me, I timed it, about 8 minutes to perform. And if I was to go back and look at my rendering galaxy, we could see that I could take renderings that were done on the cloud and I can modify them again. And if we go ahead and we change some of these settings, you'll see that it says that this is going to take 6 minutes. 6 minutes to perform. This would probably take 30 minutes or an hour to perform. And you'll see that these are all of the features that are available to you. This is how many cloud credits it will tell you are required and how many you can use per request. As you change the size of your renderings, it updates the required number. It updates all of this information. These can be shared with project team members or just downloaded and used for you. And it's very easy to use. So if I was to go back into AutoCAD, I can simply go to the Visualize tab, and right there's a button that will render this in the cloud. So I can click on that button, it sends it over to that program, and it renders it, and it emails me, and it notifies me when my rendering is complete. So just to recap on what we learned. Autodesk 360, many of you have seen it before, and you thought maybe it's just an FTP site, or I noticed that when I have it active, I'm doing a drawing and I just get a notice saying, okay, well now it's located on Autodesk 360, but you didn't know what that meant until today. And now you can see that there are fully fledged programs, analysis tools, rendering capabilities that are available through Autodesk 360 for free, just as a customer. And if you're on subscription, you have even more powerful tools available to you. And it would be a waste not to use them. It would make you have the edge when you're doing your workflows. Ease of use, as we saw, very lightweight programs, seamlessly integrated from one to the other. So from AutoCAD 360 to Fusion 360 to CFD 360, and then all back again through Autodesk 360. No desktop versions. Can be used for mobile devices, viewed, comments made, edited. And then lastly, how powerful they are. Showing those renderings, showing the CFD analysis, how these things are done in the cloud using thousands of cloud computers versus your single 8-core machine, and how quickly that can turn around for you.